Snehi, who's standing by to tell us that how did the markets pan out today, which were the big movers in today's trading session. Snehi.
Well, absolutely, Shrishti. If you take a look at the market today, not a lot of big movers as such, but largely the tone of the market has been absolutely muted. A tempered day of trade coming in, about a 0.5% cut, 0.4% cut to be exact, coming in on the Nifty. You have Nifty Bank seeing steeper cuts with about 0.7% over there. 25,059, 25,060 thereabouts is where we're holding on to the Nifty right now, which, mind you, is not very far away from the day's low. So only a mild recovery is something that we've seen from the day's low. Advanced decline ratio very steeply in favor of the declines today. In fact, more than a 2:1 ratio from the declines to the advances is something that we're seeing today. If you take a look at the broader end of the market, the real trouble was brewing over there because steeper cuts compared to the benchmarks. It was the Nifty small cap space that's down 0.8%, but the real cuts were coming in on the Nifty mid cap space that largely underperformed the breadth of the market, and a 1% cut more than that is something that we're seeing on the Nifty mid cap space. Other than that, let's talk about the little bit of positivity that we've seen in the market today. It's names like Power Grid, NTPC, HUL, Tata Consumer, JSW Steel, Maruti Suzuki that have done pretty okay for themselves. On the flip side, you have names like Tata Motors, BEL, Adani Enterprises, Wipro, Jio Financial, IndusInd Bank. All of them have seen cuts anywhere between 2 and 2.5% on their names. If you take a look at sectorally, what has done okay, Nifty FMCG is the only sector that is in the green, that also very nominally. So it's names like HUL, Tata Consumer on the back of that bullish Motilal Oswal note coming in. Nestle, Britannia, Dabur, Radico, Marico, all of them looking good from the FMCG pack. But 0.2% uptick is something that's all we've seen coming in on the only sectoral gainer in the entire pack. Because if you switch your focus and look at the flip side, it's a day in the red, deep cuts coming in for some of the realty names like Godrej Consumer, ITC. That's the FMCG stocks that are doing well. On the flip side, Godrej Properties is what I meant to say, 3.5% cut coming in over there. DLF, Phoenix, Oberoi, Lodha, Prestige, Raymond, all of these stocks are deep in the red. In fact, Godrej Property seeing cuts of about 4% right now. DLF also deep in the red. So that's the take coming in on some of the top gainers and losers sectorally. Individually, on a stock specific wise, this was the entire shipping sector that was in focus today on the back of that cabinet clearance coming in for the 70,000 crore investment for 3 shipping schemes. So Shipping Corporation, Garden Reach, all of them were doing pretty okay for themselves. Shipping Corporation was one of the top outperformers in that pack. And also want to see what Swiggy has done in today's trade on the back of the 2 news flows that we saw last evening. Their Instamart transfer to the wholly owned subsidiary as well as stake sale is something that they're mulling in Rapido. Swiggy, despite brokerage notes that were positive from Elara and Nomura, Swiggy has closed with cuts of about 2.3%. That's where it's poised to close. But that's the end of how the market has traded today. 25,060 will give those rates some time to settle. But yes, steep cuts coming in on the market, a day in the red, 0.4% lower. But with that, it's a wrap on this edition of Closing Trades. Thanks so much for tuning in.